For PSLF issues, the first thing I want to say, the good news about PSLF is that the PSLF department itself is working really fast and really well. Employment certifications are processing within days to a week. The forgivenesses are quick. We had a client who put in a final employment certification on January 9th of this year and was forgiven, or January 16th of this year and was forgiven on February 9th. So less than a month after they submitted the final employment certification, their loans were forgiven. We've had a number of people forgiven just this year even. Program is still working. The only program or the part of PSLF that is not working is, of course, the buyback program. So with buyback, and again, I had a video that came out that said don't bank on buyback, and that's essentially still my message on that. The buyback program still exists. It evidently is not going to be canceled. It wasn't canceled under the big beautiful bill. However, FSA, or federal student aids, staffing is so low, and there's so little effort devoted towards the buyback department that they're processing like one application for every 5 they received. They're well over a year behind. They're so far behind now, I don't even know how far that is. Years, 1 to 2 years, or what have you. So for borrowers, this is kind of what I tell people with buyback. With borrowers who are looking for buyback and they're on pace to request the buyback in the next couple of years, in other words, in this administration, during this administration, now until 2028, you're probably going to just get to 120 payments by making monthly payments before you ever get forgiven under the buyback. So I recommend in most cases to just continue making your monthly payments even after you submit your buyback. If you get the buyback, great, but assume it's not going to be there and just keep making your monthly payments until you get to 120. It's just more of a sure thing. I always say fight, scratch, and claw for every qualified payment until you get to 120. Once you're at 120, then you're great. You can take the hands off the steering wheel, stop making payments. No more recertifications for employment, no more IDR applications or recertifications. Literally no additional forgiveness requests. Once you say 120 out of 120, and that's on your tracker on studentaid.gov, then you are there. You're good to go. Hands off the steering wheel, you're going to get forgiven eventually. You're in the queue to be forgiven automatically when that happens. But getting there is the tough part, right? So, and especially if you're in the save forbearance and you didn't get credit for that, and you need a little buyback, or getting in the correct program, making the qualified payment you can afford, and so on, and meeting all the criteria for the program in real time, that's that's the more challenging part. So when it comes to that, make sure that that you have all your ducks in a row and that you babysit it. Obviously I'm helping with that for some of you, but it never hurts to look at your payment history, make sure you're getting credit and so forth in PSLF, because sometimes you have to force them to do their job and to update the totals correctly.